Hello, and welcome to Stitching Across the Smokies. My name is Tanya, and you have found me in my little stitching neck of the woods. Today is Monday. I am a little bit late recording, so I hope that the light's going to be okay. Today's my off day, and I normally like to get up and record first thing in the morning when the light is really brighter and the sun's on this side of the house in my craft room, but I had to work again this morning, so I'm a little bit later than normal. But that's neither here nor there. I will do the best we can. I would like to thank all of my returning subscribers for subscribing, and hope that you continue to enjoy what I have to show you and share with you. For anyone new who has found my channel, we're glad you're here, and I hope you find something that you like and enjoy and will subscribe and like the video. So let's go ahead. Oh, wait a minute. Before I do that, yesterday evening, myself and my family, we went up to walk the Riverwalk. Well, it was dark by the time we walked it, because we have Winterfest going on in our area, and so they've got lights along the Riverwalk this year, and they're really pretty. First time we've ever went up and done this. They may have had a few lights on the Riverwalk last year, but it's almost all the way along the Riverwalk this year. So we went up and walked that last night. I took a few short clips that I will put on at the end of this video, so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. And it bothers me because, or not bothers me, I hate it because at the end of the walk there was a set of evergreen trees, and they had these butterflies in them with flashing lights, and they were really pretty. And I thought I got a short clip of that as well, but it's not on my phone, so I guess maybe I forgot to hit record. I don't know. That's kind of frustrating. Frustrating is the word I'm trying to find. But I do plan on going back up and hopefully walking it again to see the lights, and if I do, I will try to get a clip of those to show you guys because it was really pretty. So that'll be at the end of my video. Also, a couple other little things. I've still been thinking a lot about plans. I still need to go through and decide what projects I plan on starting next year. I try to kind of plan those out and spread them out throughout the year. So I will hopefully have a video talking about my plans and how many starts I plan on having, and show you those patterns sometime before the end of the year and before my whip parade. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started talking about what I worked on this past week. I didn't work on everything that I had hoped to, but you know, some stitches are better than none. I did start decorating the house this past week because I tend to put up a lot of decorations. I love Christmas, and I usually have 3 trees up in my house. So if I don't get started early, then, you know, by the time Christmas gets here, I'm still not done, and I get, you know, aggravated because I don't have everything done. So I try to start early if I can, especially knowing that it gets busy between now and Christmas with, you know, family things and Thanksgiving, and my son has a birthday. Plus, I tend to work more this time of year, so that kind of takes away from being able to get things decorated. It also takes away from my stitching, so we just do the best we can. And I did get 1 tree up, and so I still have 2 more to go. So hopefully I will be able to get those up in time for Christmas. All right, so let's start off what I worked on last week. And that would, my first project would be my one strand today. Yes, I'm still working on this. Still have him in rotation through the end of this month, and then I'll switch it up. But this is Candy Cane Santa by collection. This is a gold collection from Dimensions. I can tell words are going to be hard today. But this was designed by Donna Race. And I am doing 1 strand a day on this piece. I am currently working right in this area right here. Should be seeing what it looked like last week. I am using everything in the kit. I'm using the number of threads that it calls for, full, half cross, over 1. And the fabric, I'm using the fabric that was included in the kit, and that is 16 count Aida in the color Dove Gray. And here's where I got to this week. So as you can see, I continued in this area here, and I brought some of the green and the leaves down. I'm really tickled with the progress that I'm getting on this. So last week I got in a total of 401 stitches on this. And so it now has a total of 25,046 stitches on it, and it's 48% complete. So the next piece I'm going to show you is was my focus piece for last week. And it is from my Christmas category in my rotation, and that is Kringles by Little House Needleworks. I'm very close to getting this one done. And so I had contemplated keeping it out and just finishing it off, but I don't think I will, because I thought of another way I want to change up my plans a little bit next year, and I'll go into that in my plans video. But I continued to work in this area here, and here's what it looked like last time you saw it. And here's what it looks like now. So as you can tell, I've almost got this middle section here finished. I don't have a lot left to do, mostly little tidbits, but the majority of stitching is done. So on this piece, I got in 900 stitches. I'm not sure what the fabric count is. Maybe an 18 count Aida, and it's kind of like a light beige taupe color. But on this one, I am doing 2/1, and I'm using all the Cob 4 flosses with the exception of 2. And those 2 are the red that you see, and then I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm using an etoile, and like the face clock and the candles and the chandelier, just to kind of give it just a little bit of a shimmer. And these are what I'm using. So this red DMC is 326, and I just love the way it pops on this piece, because in the pattern it calls for all the spots where I had this color to be the same color as this brick, and I wanted something that would pop just a little bit more since it's a Christmas piece. And then this is the etoile I'm using, and it is C738. But that's where I am on this piece. Very excited to get this one completed. I didn't tell you how many stitches I have in this piece now. So now, after this past week of my 900 stitches I put in, it now has 24,539 stitches in it. And that's crinkles. All right. So the next piece I'm going to be showing you is my Alice in Wonderland piece. And this was one of my 2 Stitchopoly pieces from this last round that I played. And I will pop a picture up of what it will look like when it's completed. This is a design by Al Forst Embroidery. And I am stitching this on 18 count Aida. And it's just like a cream color. Here's what it looked like last time you saw it. I'm doing this 2/1 and I'm using the DMC conversion that they give in the pattern full cross. And I don't remember if I worked on this Tuesday or Thursday, but I didn't have very much time at all. And Tuesday and Thursdays are usually the days that I dedicate to my Stitchopoly pieces. So I only got 48 stitches in on this. So right here is where I stitched. So now I have a total of 1,078 stitches in this. I feel like I'm leaving something out. Hopefully I'm not. You guys will let me know if I do, right? All right. So then let's move on to Gridiron Grind. On Saturday, I did not pull out 2 dancing peacocks. What I stitched on instead was the Postman. And this is the piece that I'm using for the opposing teams. This is by Cottage Garden Samplings. And I'm using all the Cod 4 with the exception of all of the postal boxes, mail boxes, except for this one red one right here. I'm doing in a couple of shades of blue so that they are more like American style postal boxes. And so that's different. I cannot, let's see, let me see if I got it right here. Thought I handed, oh, I do. So the blue I am using is, if I could find it, so these are the 2 shades of blues that I'm using for the postal boxes. This is the MC 820 and this is 823. I'm also using that for his scarf. You should be seeing a picture of where it was last time you saw it. In addition to using those blues in place of some of the red, I'm also subbing out Red Fox by Color and Cotton for the Weeks Dye Works Aztecs Red. And then the 3799 DMC, I have swapped it out for the Color and Cotton Rustic Black. So from the previous week, I owed this piece 215 stitches. So that's what I did. I got in 215 stitches. And I put in this mailbox here. And although you may not be able to see it, they're very faint. I may end up doing a back stitch or something around it, but there's some snowflakes right through here that I did. I also finished this mailbox, and I started the base of the one that I'm going to leave red. This one right here, because that is what the postal boxes in London look like. So I am very, very close on this one. Because actually all I have left is to finish this one, the bird, and then there's another mailbox right here. And this piece will be done. So like I said, I put in 215 stitches in him. And so now he has 4,802 stitches complete in him. I'm doing 2 over 1 full cross, and this is 16 count fiddler's cloth. Very close. There is 2 more games, and then the game we played this past Saturday. So it'll depending on what the score is for the opposing team, whether or not I get this finished. All right, moving on. So then the next piece I worked on was my Halloween Biscornu. And I am stitching this one right here with the spools of thread on it and the spiders. This is by Putini. I'm using all the cobble threads, 2 over 1 full cross and back stitching. So you should be seeing a picture of what it looked like last week. This is a piece that I do, I've got 2 pieces that I do this with. I do 2 strands on Sundays. And I'm using all the cogboard, with the exception of, I forgot this, the black, the 310 that it calls for. I came across some black JP coats, so that's what I'm using in mine. And I still haven't went and to Hobby Lobby and got the brown color that I need for my little spools of thread. Hopefully you can see them kind of showing up there, that little silver gray thread. So I finished up those, so there's a total of 8 of those. I put in the other 2 little corners where there will be a spider, and then started on some of the border on that side. So I was able to get in 87 stitches, and now it has 716 stitches in it. All right. So then the last piece that I worked on this past week was the Stephen King house by the Witchy Stitcher. And this is the second piece that I'm doing 2 strands on Sundays. And I'm in the process of trying to complete the black, the outline around the house. And I'm doing the 2 strands on Sundays till next April, when I go to the Children of the Thread retreat, just to see how far I can get, because I plan on taking this with me, since it's a Stephen King themed retreat. And I was hoping to, to get some of it done so I could go ahead and do some of the interesting bits while I'm there, work on them. So you should be seeing what it looked like last week. And I'll tell you, I had to frog again. I don't know what it is about this piece. Maybe my mind's too preoccupied. I'm not paying attention. I don't know. Could be because I'm not real used to working on Lagana or even weave fabric, so I'm not counting as well as I should. I don't know what it was, but this time I had to frog this right here out, because I didn't bring it down far enough. And I did this first and then did this afterwards 2 weeks ago, and that's when I noticed the issue. So I had to frog that out and restitch it. So in addition to what I restitched, I got an additional 87 stitches in for 795 stitches total so far. And this is 32 count Lugana in the color Grey Magic by Be Stitch Me Fabrics. Alright. This may not be a very long video since I didn't get much stitching last week. But that's okay. So let's talk about this coming week. So this coming week, of course, I will be working on Candy Cane Santa again. This is where I'll be picking up from. And so this piece will get one strand a day. And we'll see where that brings us to next Monday. And my focus piece for this coming week is from my holiday seasonal category, which is one of my new categories from, well, it's not new, the Christmas category was new from when I split up my categories about a month ago. And so this is Playing with Jacks from the Cricut collection, designed by Vicki Hastings. I am using 14 count Ada in the color Vintage Taupe, all the called for DMC, 2/1 full cross, and this will be my starting point. So this is the first time this one has been in my rotation since I changed my categories up some. So that's exciting. So I'll probably continue working on this pumpkin down here before, or jack-o'-lantern, before I move on to something else. But hopefully he'll get some decent progress. And then I will continue with my Alice in Wonderland. Since I didn't get all, I needed 150 stitches for this round of Monopoly. The light just went dark, I saw it. And since I only got 48 this past week, I still need 102 stitches. And I'll probably just continue up that right there. It's not a trellis. I'm not exactly, I can't remember exactly what that is. I'll pop the picture back up, because now I'm curious. So, yeah, I'll continue up this area right here for another 102 stitches. And then my other Stitchopoly piece I did not get to work on last week, is Blue-Eyed Cheshire Cat. It is a Haid. Here's what it's going to look like when it's finished. It is based on artwork by Anthony Christo. I'm doing this on 18 count Ada using the called for DMC. This is where my starting point will be. For some reason, I don't remember why, I decided to start this one in the lower left hand corner. I am tempted to go ahead. I think I have it counted down as far as little grid marks, so that I may be able to go ahead and go up and start at the top. I may do that. I'm really not sure why I did this. It's kind of awkward for me to stitch in that corner and work up for whatever reason. I guess just what I've gotten used to. And so I'm doing this one 2/1 full cross, and I need 175 stitches on this for this round of Stitchopoly. Would it be something if I was able to get through one of these videos and not stumble over my words? All right, so let's talk about Gridiron Grind. Let's go ahead and pull back out the postman real quick, since we were just talking about him. This past Saturday, the team I'm following is University of Tennessee Volunteers. And this past Saturday, they played New Mexico State for homecoming. So Tennessee beat them 42-9. And so I only owe this piece 45 stitches for this past week. So that's what I meant. I've only got 2 more games. That I'm going to be working on this piece, unless we're not going to playoffs. I'm not sure about bowl game. If we play a bowl game, I'll continue for that. Stitching on this for whoever we play as well. We'll just have to see. I was just really hoping to get this completed. If I don't, it's going to be really close. And again, that's something I'll speak to in my plans if I don't get this completed. My plans video, that is. And then my other piece for Gridiron Grind that I did not pull out this last week is 2 Dancing Peacocks. This is what it will look like when it's finished. This is a Haid based on artwork by Oleg Gavrilov. I'm doing this on 18 count Aida using the Cob 4 DMC full cross 2/1. And last time you saw this, I folded this incorrectly. Last time you saw this, I had started going, ignore the hanging threads. I had started going back across there, still using the typewriter method, and I got to about right here. So I will pick up, continue working my way across that way, and we'll see where it gets me to. I finally found the corner the last time I had brought it out. So this is the edge of the piece right here. We'll see how far I get. This piece I now owe 2,328 stitches for this season so far. And the game Saturday added another 470 stitches, which brought it up to 2,328. And then the last couple of pieces are my 2 strands on Sunday pieces, which is going to be my Stephen King house. So this is where I'll be starting from, and I'll probably come back. I'm kind of going back and forth beside each side of the house. So I'll probably come back over to this other side and pick up a stitch down on that. I don't know. I just kind of think I enjoy doing that, seeing, you know, it's the house is forming going down. So I really like that. And then Halloween Viscornu is the other piece that I will pull and do 2 strands on Sunday. So that's exciting, because I've got to go get, I've got other colors of DMC I need to get to. I kind of keep a list beside my stitchy spot of what I need, and then when I get quite a few on there is when I'll go by and get them. So I'll probably go one day this week or Saturday on my way home from work, and stop and get those that I need. So that way I'll be able to do the tops and bottoms of the spools of thread there. Seems like there was something else I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember what it is. oh well. If I remember, I'll jot it down and we'll talk about it next time. Like I said, I'll be putting just a couple of little short videos that I took of the lights that we saw last night when we walked on the Riverwalk. I really enjoyed it. Hope to go back again, and I'll try to get a few shots of those trees I was talking about that had the butterflies in them. And I believe that is it. I know Thanksgiving is next week. Am I thinking right? I believe it is. Because next Monday's the 22nd. I believe that's correct. I do plan on filming a video next week, since I normally film on Monday, so that won't be an issue. And then I'll have to figure out when I want to film my plans video, and then sit down and figure out when I'm going to do my final whip parade for the year. So that's going to be exciting to see the progress I have made, and by that time I should have touched every whip I own this year, which is really exciting because I've got 2 whips so far this year that I have not touched, but they are slated to be worked on next month. One of those is due to me splitting up those categories, so I will be bringing that one out, and I guess that is it. So I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Make sure you take some time for yourself and get some stitches in. Until next week, bye-bye.
Just keep walking, don't just ignore them. You can't climb on the light.
Yeah, it counts. It's technically called springs.
Well, what was their actual classes for?
Snowman.
You don't hurry, you're gonna close the shop.
Yeah. Those are good colors, yeah.